Hi, this is Doyle and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you a blues groove in the key of E major. And for the purpose of this lesson, we will play and count with a shuffle feel in 4/4 time. So this means that instead of counting with a straight feel, for example, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, we will swing the eighth notes so we end up with more of a long, short feeling. For example, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to look at a blues groove or riff that you can hear in the song Bad to the Bone. You can also hear it in the song Trouble by Elvis Presley. And it sounds like this. Again. So what I've done is I transferred it from the guitar to the piano because the riff was originally written for guitar. So instead of playing, I wanted to transfer it to the piano, but I also wanted it to sound a little spicier. So this is what I came up with. So that's what we'll be learning in this lesson. Okay, so we're all on the same page. Let's begin by finding middle C. Step 1. To begin, we're going to look at a stripped down version of the right hand riff. So what we're going to do, from middle C, we're going to go down to the note E. So this E right here. This is our starting point for the right hand riff or groove. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the note E, then we're going to play the notes A and C sharp, and we're going to play A and C sharp together. Then from here we're going to go back to E, then we're going to play the notes G sharp and B, and we're going to play G sharp and B together. And then we're going to repeat the E again on its own. So the notes in the right hand are E, A and C sharp, back to E, G sharp and B, then back to E. And all together it sounds like this. Again. To help us with fingering, we're going to number the fingers on both hands. So what we're going to do is the thumb on both hands is going to be finger 1, the index finger on both hands finger 2, the middle finger on both hands finger 3, the ring finger on both hands finger 4, and the little finger on both hands finger 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice that this creates a mirror image between both hands. So it's important to understand which hand we're talking about when discussing fingering. So the fingering for the riff or groove in the right hand, I'm playing E with finger 1, then I'm playing A and C sharp with fingers 3 and 5, then I'm repeating E with finger 1, then I'm playing G sharp and B with fingers 2 and 4, and then I'm repeating E with finger 1. So the fingering in the right hand is 1, 3 and 5, 1, 2 and 4, and then finger 1. So 1, 3 and 5, 1, 2 and 4, 1. To count to the right hand as eighth notes with a shuffle feel, you would count 3 and 4 and 1. Again, 3 and 4 and 1. So notice that the riff or groove in the right hand actually starts on the end of beat 3. So beat 3, so 3 and 4 and 1. What you can do here is you can also count beat 4 as a triplet. So what you would do is you would count 3 and triplet 1. Again, 3 and triplet 1. And a triplet is simply 3 notes in one beat. So 3 and triplet 1. Step 2. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look this time at the left hand. And in the left hand, what we're going to do is we're going to play octaves. So we're going to play a low note, for example E, and we're going to play the same note above, 1 octave above. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the note E as octaves. Then we're going to play the note A above this E, so E and then A above E. Then we're going to go down to G. Then we're going to go down to E. So again, that's E, A, G, then E. The fingers I'm using to play the octaves is simply finger 5 for the lower note and finger 1 for the higher note, 1 octave above. And this is for E, A and G. So we play E, A, G, and then E. To counter the left hand, again we would start on the and of beat 3 and you would count 3 and 4 and 1. Again, 3 and 4 and 1. One more time, 3 and 4 and 1. Step 3. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put both hands together. So to put both hands together, you would play the E in the bass with the E in the right hand. And then when you play A and C sharp, you will play A in the bass. Then from here, you will play the E in the right hand on its own. Then when you play G sharp and B, you would play G in the bass. And then when you go down to the E in the right hand, you will also play the E in the bass together. So again, that's E in the right hand and left hand together. Then A and C sharp in the right hand with A in the bass. E on its own in the right hand. Then G sharp and B in the right hand with G in the bass. Then E in the right hand with E as octaves in the left hand. So you get this sound. Again. And you could counter this as 3 and 4 and 1. Again. 3 and 4 and 1. You could also count it as triplet as we did earlier. So you could count 3 and triplet 1. Again. 3 and triplet 1. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to, instead of just sitting there for a couple of beats by playing and then sitting there and then repeating it, we're going to fill in the gaps by simply repeating the E in the bass. So what we would do is we play 3 and triplet 1, and then in the left hand we're going to play E as octaves. And I also like to add the E in the right hand on its own with the E as octaves in the left hand. And we would do this as 3 and triplet 1 and 2 and 3. And then you repeat the riff. So 3 and triplet 1 and 2 and 3 and triplet 1 and 2 and 3. So again, that's beat 1, beat on the and of beat 1, on beat 2, on the and of beat 2, and then on beat 3. So 3 and triple it, 1 and 2 and 3 and triple it, 1 and 2 and 3 and triple it, 1 and 2 and 3. Step 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at an alternate bass that we can use with this groove or riff. And what we're going to do, instead of playing A to G, what we're going to do is instead of A and G in the left hand, we're going to go down and we're going to play D up to E flat and then into E. So instead of this, we would play so I'm playing D in the bass with A and C sharp in the right hand, and then when I play G sharp and B in the right hand, I'll play E flat in the bass. So again, that's A and C sharp with D in the bass, and then G sharp and B with E flat in the bass. And what you can do is you can switch between the two. So the first time round you could maybe go to A to G, and then the second time round you could go from the D up to E flat. Step 5. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at a little bit more of a complicated version of the right hand itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with E, we're going to go to A and C sharp, then when we go to G sharp and B, this is where we're going to change what we play. And what we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the fingers that we're using to play G sharp and B. So right now we're playing G sharp with finger 2 and B with finger 4. And what we want to do instead is play G sharp with finger 3 and B with finger 5. And we're also going to add the note D below so we get this sound. So now it sounds like this. Again. So now the fingering is finger 1 on D, finger 3 on A flat, or G sharp, sorry, and finger 5 on B. And then we finish with E on its own. And what I like to do is, once we've played the D, G sharp and B, I just like to move the thumb back up to E. So again, that's another thing we're going to do is when we play the D, G sharp and B, we're going to slide up from G into the G sharp, so we get this sound. And what you want to do is you want to play the G slightly before you play the D, G sharp and B, so you get this. And you can practice this by simply playing G with finger 2 and then playing D, G sharp and B straight after it, so you get this sound. So this is how you can practice it. And the more comfortable you get, you can speed it up. And you can also practice it like this. So again, we're playing D, G sharp and B, sliding up from G into the G sharp. So now it would be 3 and triple it, 1 and 2 and 3 and triple it, 1 and 2 and 3. And with the left hand it would sound like this: 3 and triple it, 1 and 2 and 3 and triple it, 1 and 2 and 3. With the alternate bass: and triple it, 1 and 2 and 3 and triple it, 1 and 2 and 3 and triple it, 1 and 2 and 3. Step 6. Another thing you can do is, while you play the riff or the groove, is you can sing in between or add lyrics. I'm not very good at this, so I'm not even going to try, but to give you an example, what you could do is you could play the groove and then you could sing on top of it. So you could do something like, when I woke up this morning, and again you can alternate between the bass and so on. So yeah, if you wanted to add lyrics to it, that's how you could do this. You could also, if you're adding lyrics, you can leave out the E on beats 1 to the end of beat 3. So instead you could go, when I woke up this morning, and so on. Okay, so that's how you play the blues groove from the song Bad to the Bone or Trouble by Elvis Presley. Another thing you can do is you can actually go a lot further with this blues groove. For example, you could play it over the 12-bar blues form. You can also add things in the right hand, for example. So if you're interested in me doing a more full lesson over the 12-bar blues and other things you can add in the right hand, leave a comment and a like and let me know, and I'll see what I can do.